Conservatives have been on a crusade to ban books for what they consider to be inappropriate content. This is a story, of course, that I've been covering for quite some time. Some examples of Katy, Texas, that's pulling books off their shelves. There's a Tennessee school board that was unanimously voting to remove a novel about the Holocaust from its curriculum, and other schools have banned books containing American history because of some undefined critical race theory boogeyman. And of course, any book dealing with female or LGBTQ plus characters or content, they say, has absolutely no place in the schools. In fact, they're even doing book burnings. Now, of course, as a lot of us know, there is one book that is controversial that conservatives would actually love to have back in the classroom. Any guesses what it is? Well, it's the Bible, of course, but they talk about it all the time. They get the God back in the schools. Oh, yeah. See, the schools got bad when you took God out of it. Yeah, we got to protect the kids from the ungodliness. Which is funny because they won't protect them from school shootings, but they're going to try to protect them from subversive books. Yeah, okay. But anyway, I always ask, do those people actually know what's in the Bible? What's in the Bible? Do you actually read it? Do you know what's in there? Well, I'm guessing that a lot of people don't. And so, look, I want to show you a video here. This is from the Good Liars, who asked some conservatives, told them stories about what's actually in the Bible to see if they would be okay with banning the Bible from school. This video does not disappoint.
There's a book that we've seen that's in libraries and lots of schools that features a story of two daughters having sex with their dad.
Oh, wow.
They get their dad drunk to have sex with him. And this is like a book.
Oh
Should a book like that be in a school?
No.
No?
No.
Just get that out of the school.
Absolutely.
Why do kids need to read that?
That book is actually the Bible.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
No. The Bible? No. They don't read the Bible. You know why? Because most people, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people who read the Bible, you know what happens to them? They become atheists. Or at least, agnostic. Because a lot of the stuff in there, not good. There's a lot of terrible stuff in that, actually. Because, the story, and it's a real story, it's the story of Lot. And basically, yes, his daughter gets Lot drunk and tries to rape him. Now, it's because they believe that they're the last humans left alive, or at least in that region, right? That's just one story. The Bible is filled with other very messed up things. Now, for example, the murder of every firstborn child in Egypt. That happened during a magical battle between the Pharaoh and Moses. They had, again, issues of slavery. You had human sacrifice. Again, Abraham's son was nearly offered up as a sacrifice to try to prove their loyalty to God. The Bible is filled with horrors, war, abortion, death, violence, and lots of weird things too. Very, very occultish things. Stuff that you might find in Harry Potter. Again, if you've read about what they would consider to be angels, I mean, that would give you nightmares. Read the actual biblical accounts of what the angels were supposed to look like. It wasn't no cute cherub, all right? It wasn't no cute cherubs. You had monsters. You had the book of Revelations containing 7-headed dragons. Here's a quote. John saw it rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy. It was like a leopard, with feet like the feet of a bear, and had a mouth like a lion. Weirdo stuff. Nightmare fuel. And again, none of it's real, thankfully. It's as real as Harry Potter, but seriously, if you want that in schools, okay, let's be fair. If you want the Bible in schools, fine, I just want it treated the same way that we treat other books of fiction. That's all. Okay. And you know what? If you're going to have the Bible in there, let's have the Quran. Let's have the Torah, which is, again, part of the Bible, the Old Testament. Yeah, let's have the Bhagavad Gita in there. Let's have that. Let's have all of the old books. Why not? Why not? Treat them the same way that you would treat any other fictional book, fictional story. And you can have them in schools. Teach it all. Teach it all. Yes. So now there's one comment that was on that video that I think was really good. And it actually explains the hypocrisy, I think, better than I could personally. And the comment is as follows. Basically, if children and teenagers are getting taught these stories in Sunday school from a very young age, referring to the Bible, and we all know the children and teenagers growing up in conservative households wanting to ban inappropriate books are, then they're definitely capable of reading modern, thoughtful stories that caution against the horrors of genocide and fascism, show that queer relationships aren't evil, and point out, hey, racism exists and is bad, without melting into the floor. Got a good point. Now, of course, there's a reason. There's a reason they don't want to. And it's because they don't want these kids having access to opposing viewpoints to this, to what they believe in. They do not want other narratives in the schools, in education, except for their own. Why is that? Again, it's because they're afraid that kids will make up their own minds for what to believe, and that it will be different from that. And they can't stand it. They can't stand it. They want to control the narrative. And they want to ensure that kids grow up not to see different views or be empathetic towards people who are different, but no, to inherit their parents' exact beliefs in order to propagate them. That's the entire point behind the book bannings, behind the book burnings. And I talked about that recent book burning in Tennessee. It was hosted by Pastor Greg Locke, who, again, was having fun banning or burning Harry Potter books and all sorts of books that they didn't like or didn't agree with. And then you had that American hero throwing in a Bible. Hey, it's a book burning. He didn't agree with the Bible, so he threw the book in. That's what book burnings are for. You burn the books. You burn the books you don't agree with, right? Well, they weren't too happy about him throwing in the Bible. Only the things that they agree with, those are the ones that they like. Those are the ones that they want to keep. But everything else, they're going to throw it away. They're going to throw it in the fire. Maybe it should be our job to, stop them from literally burning and banning books and banning education.